Most people fear falling forward. That is not the fall that breaks lives. The more dangerous fall often starts to the side, with one small wobble your body cannot catch. You do not see it coming. You do not have time to think. And the muscle that is supposed to stop it is one most people have never trained. That matters more than you think, because if you are over 60, a sideways stumble can become a hospital stay in less than a second. In this video, you will learn why that happens, how to feel the hidden muscle that resists it, and why a simple pulse beside a chair can change the way you move through your home. You will also see the mistake that makes this exercise useless for many people. Stay with me, because the part most people skip is the part that makes the exercise actually work. When people picture a fall, they usually imagine a slippery floor. That is only part of the story. Many serious falls begin when your weight shifts sideways and your body cannot organize fast enough. It happens while turning. It happens while turning. It happens while stepping around a laundry basket. It happens while stripping around a laundry basket. It happens while reaching for something just a little too far away. Your body is built to survive these little shifts, but only if the right muscles wake up at the right time. The surprising part is this: strength in your legs is not always the missing piece. You can walk every day and still have poor side-to-side control. You can climb stairs and still be weak in the exact muscle that keeps your pelvis level. That is why some people feel stable moving forward, yet suddenly drift when they step to one side. Your body does not just need power, it needs direction. It needs a braking system when gravity starts pulling you off center. That braking system lives in the outside of your hips. If those muscles are sleepy, slow, or weak, your balance gets expensive fast. And before I show you the pulse itself, you need to understand what this muscle actually does, or you may train the wrong thing. The hip abductors sit along the side of your hip. Their job sounds small. It is not small at all. Every time you stand on one leg, even for a split second during walking, those muscles help keep your body from dropping sideways. Think of a tightrope walker. The danger is not only forward motion. The danger is side drift. Your body works the same way. Each step is a controlled moment of catching yourself. That means walking is really a series of tiny balance tests. Here is the counterintuitive part. You do not notice weak hip abductors when life is easy. You notice them when life gets messy. A quick turn in the kitchen, a narrow path between furniture, a rush step when the phone rings. That is when the body asks, "Can you hold the line?" If the answer is no, the trunk leans, the pelvis tilts, and the foot scrambles to rescue you. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Physical therapists see this pattern all the time. The person is not careless. The body simply cannot control the side shift. And because the hip sits close to the point of impact, a sideways fall carries higher stakes than many people realize. So the goal today is not bodybuilding. It is not chasing a burn. It is teaching your body to catch you sooner. But there is a common trap here, and if you miss it, you can move your leg all day without waking up the muscle you need. This is where the exercise becomes honest. A leg moving sideways is not the same thing as the right muscle working. Many people lift the whole side of the body instead. Others twist the toes out and let the front hip take over. Some lean so far that the movement becomes a sway, not a strength drill. You may feel busy. You may even feel tired, but your balance system learns almost nothing. That is the reversal most people never hear. More motion can give you less benefit. What you want is a clean signal. You want the outside of the standing hip or moving hip to feel engaged without your lower back gripping and without your shoulders hiking up. If you are seated, sit tall and grounded. If you are standing, hold a chair lightly, not like it is rescuing you. Keep the chest quiet. Keep the hips facing forward. Then move only as far as you can stay controlled. Small is fine. Small is smart. Small is where the nervous system starts trusting the movement. You should feel like you are teaching the body a language, not forcing it through a punishment. And there is one simple image that makes this click for almost everyone. Imagine a seatbelt across the side of your hip, tightening gently as your weight shifts. That is the feeling we want. Once you can feel that, the exercise stops being random and starts becoming protective. Now let me walk you through the safest progression, because the order matters more than people think. If your balance feels uncertain, begin seated. That is not a lesser version. It is a smarter entrance. Sit near the front of a sturdy chair with both feet planted. Straighten through the spine without becoming stiff. Then gently move one knee outward while keeping the foot anchored, or lightly gliding, depending on comfort. The movement may look tiny. That is perfectly fine. Your job is to impress anyone. Your job is to notice where the work lands. Do you feel the outer hip wake up, or do you feel the front of the thighs stealing the job? Pause at the widest controlled point, then return slowly. That slow return matters. Muscles protect you in the way they decelerate, not only in the way they push. That is a major reason rushed reps do so little. You are not training a machine. You are training the body's reaction system. Try a few gentle repetitions on each side, breathing normally, shoulders soft, jaw relaxed. If one side feels clumsy, that is useful information, not bad news. The weaker side is often the side that shows up during a sideways stumble. Notice that without judging it. Once seated, abductions feel clear. You have built the map. The next step is where that map meets gravity, and that changes everything. Now stand beside a sturdy chair or countertop and rest your hand lightly for support. Place your feet about hip-width apart and soften the knees. Shift your weight into the standing leg without collapsing into the hip. That detail is huge. If the standing hip sinks, the muscle we want becomes less effective instantly. Lift the opposite leg slightly out to the side, not high, just clear enough to stay honest. Then pulse the leg outward in small, controlled movements, tiny pulses, deliberate pulses, the kind that make you concentrate. You should feel the side hip working, especially on the standing side, as it keeps you upright. That surprises people. The leg that stays down is often doing the rescue work. This is why the exercise matters so much. It trains the exact moment when your body must stop you from tipping sideways. Keep the toes mostly forward. Do not swing. Do not rush. Do not turn it into momentum. You are building a stabilizer, not perform a kick. If you feel the lower back tightening first, reduce the range. If you grip the chair hard, reduce the range. If your body leans dramatically, reduce the range. There is no prize for making it big. There is real value in making it clean. Think again of that tightrope walker. The goal is not a giant correction. The goal is a calm correction early enough to prevent a big one. After several pulses, step down, reset, and compare sides. One side may feel more cooperative, the other may feel shaky or oddly weak. That difference is not random. It is often the clue your body has been trying to give you. And if you want this stability to follow you into daily life, one final progression connects the exercise to the way you actually move. Once the standing pulse feels controlled, add a small side step. Start beside support if needed. Step one foot gently to the side, then bring the other foot in without letting the trunk wobble. Slow is better than stylish here. The challenge is not the step itself. The challenge is what happens when your weight lands. Does the pelvis stay level? Does the chest stay calm? Can you stop the drift before it becomes a sway? This is where many people discover the truth. Their legs are stronger than their stability. That gap is exactly what side hip training begins to close. Add 2 or 3 steps one way, then return. Stay smooth. Stay patient. Feel the outer hip of the standing leg engage as your body accepts weight. That is the transfer moment. That is the piece that shows up when you step around a pet, pivot in the bathroom, or move quickly across the kitchen. Everyday life does not warn you before it tests you. That is why practice must become specific. But here is the encouraging part. You do not need endless workouts to improve this pattern. You need consistent signals. Even a few focused rounds several times a week can sharpen awareness, improve coordination, and help your body react earlier. Earlier is everything, because the body that catches a wobble early rarely needs a dramatic save late. Still, there is one final question most people ask. How do you know this is working before balance actually gets tested? Progress does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it shows up quietly first. You turn and feel less drift. You stand on one leg to put on pants and feel less panic. You walk down a narrow hallway and notice less side-to-side sway. Those are not small wins. Those are signs your body is organizing better. Another clue is muscle awareness. At first you may barely feel the side hip. Then one day the area turns on quickly and predictably. That means the nervous system is learning the route. Remember, balance is not only strength. It is timing. It is coordination. It is trust between brain, hip, foot, and trunk. That trust grows through repetition that is clean enough to teach. Here is another surprise. The best sessions often feel controlled, not exhausting. If you finish completely drained, you may have chased effort instead of quality. What we want is precision with enough challenge to matter. So take breaks, use support, choose the version that lets you stay honest. And please respect pain. Muscle effort is one thing. Sharp pain, joint pain, or dizziness is another. That is your signal to stop and speak with a qualified clinician. Safety is not weakness. Safety is how progress lasts. If you stay with this work, the payoff is not just exercise success. The payoff is confidence in ordinary moments. And that brings us back to the open loop from the beginning, because the real value of this forgotten muscle has almost nothing to do with the exercise itself. The hip abductor is easy to ignore because you cannot see it working in a mirror the way you see a bicep. But when your weight shifts suddenly, it can become one of the most important muscles in your body. It acts like a seatbelt on the side of your frame. It helps hold the line when life pulls you off center. That is why this simple pulse matters. Not because it looks impressive, but because it trains a moment that can decide whether a wobble ends as a recovery or a fall. Start where you are, seated if needed, standing with support if ready. Small side steps when the pattern feels solid. Keep the movement clean, keep the range honest, and keep listening for that outer hip activation. If this video helped you understand your balance in a new way, subscribe and stay with us. We are building strength for real life here, not just exercise for exercise's sake. And if you know someone who seems steady until they turn, reach, or step sideways, share this with them today. Sometimes the most life-changing muscles are the ones nobody talks about until it is almost too late.